Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your day is going well. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm super excited I get to share with you a couple of cards using the Spellbinders Small Die of the Month Club Kit for April 2020. This month's club kit is so fun and it is meant to coordinate with the Trucking Through the Seasons die set. This set is called Special Celebrations. And this is the Trucking Through the Season set. It's actually a large Die of the Month Club Kit for October 2018. But you know what? It was so popular, actually Spellbinders has brought it back to the shop, and you don't need to be a club member to get this now. But it did sell out twice, I believe. It was so popular. But it's meant to coordinate with the Trucking Through the Season set. I'm going to die cut out everything and show you what's in this set, but I also want to share with you some ideas on how to create some projects without using the Trucking Through the Season set. We're going to start off by die cutting out a silver glitter circle, and then using that circle die I'm going to put the next layer of it together, and this is what it creates when you die cut it out. It creates a sentiment that says happy, and they're meant to layer together. So that's a nice little added sentiment that could be used on its own. You could add birthday to it if you wanted to. Next we're going to create a bow. We're going to use these two dies here. These two dies are meant to layer together. So pretty. I'm going to die cut them out with white cardstock, and then there is embossed detail on here, which is, it's kind of hard to see because the closer I get to you guys, the blurrier the camera gets, but there is some beautiful embossed detail. I'm going to go ahead and grab some glue, and we're going to adhere everything as we go. I think it'll just make it a little bit easier when we assemble our card. Just going to go around the edge here, and I'm going to glue that down to the silver glitter cardstock, and they layer both together beautifully. Sometimes with silver glitter cardstock it doesn't want to stick, so I'm going to actually bring in an acrylic block and weight it down. But I love the glitter behind that. It's so pretty. Or you could do opposite. You could put a solid color in the background and then put a glitter happy in front of it. Okay, add a dot of glue to the center of the 3-piece ribbon portion, and you have a bow. Now this would be nice, guys, if you wanted to die cut out a square or a rectangle and add the bow. You could create a real fun present, but it's actually meant to go on top of the truck here. It fits beautifully. But if you put die cut 2 of these together and flip one upside down, it would create a most beautiful daisy. So that's versatile to a little bow there. Okay, this piece here cuts out a rectangle, and this is the backer for your sentiments. I die cut this out with white cardstock, and I'm also going to die cut it out with some silver cardstock. You layer both of them together. This one's going to say holidays, and I'm going to grab my glitter here, and you can see how pretty it looks with the glitter background. So you just layer them both together. Now this is a great sentiment on its own. If you have a happy die, you could put a happy font in front of it, and it'll say happy holidays, or you could add it to your circle happy, and that'd be pretty too. This one cuts out the word married. I'm going to go ahead and glue the married down to our silver glitter cardstock because that's what we're going to use on our project today. But these sentiments are meant to fit perfectly on the back of the truck as maybe a license plate on the tailgate area, but they're beautiful on their own, I think, too. I'm going to weight that one down also. Now the third sentiment is forever, and we're just going to die cut that out with white cardstock also, just to share with you what it looks like. We'll glue it down to some silver glitter cardstock, so that's ready to go for another day. Okay, there's some smaller elements in the die set here, and this funny little piece cuts out a circle like a ring, and then it cuts out a funny little piece. Now this is meant to be a ring, and I thought it was so gorgeous, and the size of it's perfect for cards. It doesn't have to, these will fit perfectly. We don't need those pieces. Those are the inside of the circles, but I'm going to add a little glue to the base here, and it has the same curve as your circle, and you're meant to just glue this to the circle here. I use silver cardstock, but if you wanted to, you could use gold. I think that would be gorgeous. Now, I kind of made a boo-boo on my card. If you're going to make a wedding card, you want a bride and a groom ring. I actually added 2 bride rings, but no worries, I just left it. But you wouldn't need to add the diamond, which we're going to die cut out right now, for one of them. The other piece here, we'll die cut out the top of an ornament. I die cut out the diamond shape, and then also the ornament here in the circle with silver glitter cardstock. This piece goes on top of your happy ornament here, and it creates a real fun ornament. And if you don't want the happy on there, you could do solid ornaments too, guys. The little circle is the center of your bow. Like I said, it would make a great daisy if you did 2 of these and just flipped one upside down and glued it together. It is such a pretty bow. Okay, now on our ring, the top base of it, there's embossed detail. So it tells you basically where to put that point of your diamond. And I went ahead and glued those down. So we have 2 beautiful diamond rings. Okay, now we have some balloons. This balloon, you die cut it out by itself, will create a solid heart balloon. I die cut out 4 of the glitter balloons that way. And when you add these pieces on the inside, each one will have a letter in it, and it spells out the word just. I die cut those out with white cardstock. We're going to flip them over, and then I'm going to go ahead and adhere them to our silver balloons. And I'm going to offset them just a little bit, so the silver balloon's peeking out on the left side. And then if you add this above your married, it would say just married. So that makes a real fun card. Now I kept the negative letters of the just. We're going to use that on our next project. Just going to put this away, but these are all the elements. So the rings, the bows, like I said, I think there's a lot of versatility in this set. I'm going to go ahead and take some twine here. This twine, I haven't used it, so I'm trying to find the end, and I end up finding it and unraveling it like I wasn't supposed to, but it's pretty string because it's a natural string with some silver, real thin silver woven in it. But I'm going to add some behind each of the balloons, and I like to secure it just with the a foam square. Kind of does the double duty. It adheres my string and also adds dimension. Now again, if you're going to make a bridegroom card, I would just use one of the diamonds, and then the other ring, just leave plain. But we're going to make a bride card today. Okay, now after we have this done, we're going to build a truck. Now if you're unfamiliar with the Truckin' of the Seasons die set, it is so much fun. It's huge. This is the large die of the Month Club kit, again for October 2018. I'm just going to use the truck pieces. I have a piece of it's called Tin Pale. It's a very pale gray cardstock. You can see it against some white cardstock here, how pale it is, but it's such a pretty color. I'm going to die cut out my truck part with my Tin Pale cardstock. With some silver cardstock, I'm going to die cut out the bumper, and then also the mirrors, and then the tail lights. And then with black cardstock, we're going to die cut out the tires. I also brought in some rock candy cardstock, which is the darker gray. We're going to adhere behind our truck here. You can see when you die cut it out, you have open pieces. Now, if your truck very well could open and close if you wanted it to, but I just going to glue the entire back and add my rock candy cardstock behind it, because we're going to pop it up, and you just want to make sure if you add extra cardstock on the back, you don't interfere with that opening. That's where you're going to tuck things. Okay, we're going to add some glue to the top of our tires. We'll go ahead and add the left and the right. And then for our bumper, we're going to add foam adhesive behind. We're going to add that. There's embossed detail on that too. Okay, and then there's even embossed detail on the lights and the mirrors, guys. So fun. It's kind of hard to tell. Like I said, my camera gets a little blurry, but I adhered all the little pieces, the tail lights, my bumper. I added foam adhesive behind, and then I added my side mirrors there. And then just because I like the effect, and I do keep my little scrap pieces of acetate, I'm going to go ahead and add some acetate behind the window here, just to give it a little shiny look when it's on the card. Okay, I'm going to add foam adhesive behind my truck. And again, you don't want to interfere where you tuck in the truck bed there. We're going to move the just out of the way. I'm afraid I'm going to lose those little pieces. Okay, now we're going to work on our background panel. We'll go ahead and tuck our rings in here. And the diamonds look beautiful in there. I just love the way it looks crisscrossed. But I actually honestly didn't realize it until I was doing my voiceover. I'm going to add another piece of foam tape just to secure them in place. And then that's good to go. For my background, I'm going to create a background with the same ink that I used for the truck. We're going to go ahead and adhere our married here and also our little bow to the very top of the truck. So that's just ready to go. But the stamp set that I'm using is a background stamp from Fun Stamper's Journey, and it's called Grid Paper. We'll just grab that, and then I'm just going to use some white cardstock. And Spellbinders has cardstock and coordinating inks to go with the cardstock. So I took my tin pail ink, and we're going to ink up our background stamp, and then I'm going to go ahead and just add cardstock directly to it, press down real good, and then I used my paper trimmer and trimmed it down so it was just a little bit smaller than my card base. For my card base, I'm using the same tin pail cardstock, and my tape runner ran out. I gotta grab another one here. This is gonna go in the center of our card, and I like that Spellbinders and Fun Stamper's Journey have coordinations, so the ink and the paper coordinate beautifully. Okay, we're going to remove the release paper, and I think I'm going to add my truck here a little bit wonky, just because I want to add my balloons to the top right corner, and I think that looks fabulous. I'm going to remove the release paper off of my balloons and place them in the corner, kind of overlapping a little bit. And then once they're adhered, I'm going to gather all the tails of my balloons, and then I'm just going to tie a knot carefully. Once I tied my knot, I'm going to go ahead and take some glue dots, and then we're going to secure that to the right of our truck bed here. Just grab one there, tack it down just above the D, and then I'm going to use my scissors and trim the tails of the strings so they're not hanging off the card. You could do it in one swipe, but I like the unevenness of the balloon strings, so I just did one at a time. But that's our first project using the Small Die of the Month Club Kit. Now I have great news because there is an add-on this month called Even More Sentiments. Now Spellbinders has came out with another die set called So Many Sentiments, so there are so many options to go with the Truckin' Through the Seasons set, and I'm glad that the Small Die of the Month Club Kit was extra special also, so I encourage you guys to check it out. Okay, this is the set. I showed you a picture of it because I was missing the Way to Go, and the Way to Go was super fun, but I seem to have misplaced it. But I'm going to die cut out everything. All the sentiment ones with white cardstock. We're going to layer both the background and the sentiment piece together. And then I'm going to take some colored cardstock. The colored cardstock that I use is from Fun Stamper's Journey. And I'm going to take the balloon in the Small Die of the Month Club Kit and die cut out a balloon with each of the colors. So we have a background and a balloon to coordinate. So we have the Hey You, the Miss You, the Grateful, the Be Merry, the Enjoy, the So Sweet, the Love Ya, and then you have the Way to Go, which I don't have. But I'm taking the negative piece of the Just, and you can glue them to the front of your balloons to create almost the same effect. I'm I'm going to do that to just 4 of the balloons, and they're good to go. I'm going to add black twine behind them using the same method that I used with my first card. But the nice thing is most of the sentiments in the add-on set, you can use the just with it. You can just miss you, just grateful, just be merry, just enjoy, just so sweet, or just love ya. The hey you, maybe not so, but I think they're nice that they can mix and match. Okay, I created the truck you can see here already. It's the same truck that I had created for card number 1 using the same colors. And basically I created the same background. I'm going to create a miss you card today. So I added my sentiment to the back of the truck bed here. And then I added my balloons. I kind of went at an angle, kind of trailing down a little bit. And then I'm going to highlight each one of my balloons with a white gel pen. The nice thing about this is you can customize. So if you need a birthday card on the go or just because card, just die cut out a variety of sentiments and a variety of balloons, and then all you have to do is add the sentiment to the one you need. Easy peasy. But I just had so much fun with the Truckin' Through the Season set, and I'm so glad that Spellbinders came out with another add-on for it. But I'll link everything down below if you guys want to check it out. Last time it sold out quick, real quick, I think twice, as I mentioned. But I thank you so much for joining me. Have a fabulous day, and we will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.